let's hear some of the press conference sound from today. This is Stephen Ross at the beginning. I told you it started with Stephen Ross. He was not exactly captivating, but here were some of his opening remarks.
So the frustrations I know that you've all had reading the newspapers, which I don't read anymore because it just emphasizes to me the frustration that I have. So I really look to this to really be a new beginning. We've done it and getting ready for that, you could see what was happening during the season. We started early and really so that we could be very thorough in our search in trying to find the right people to lead this organization. And I'd like to, first of all, thank the people that really worked, tirelessly in talking, thinking, working together. I'd like to thank, he's really headed up.
No wonder he loved Mike
Tom
McDaniel.
Garfinkel, Benny Silman, Brandon Shore, Dan Marino, and Troy Aikman.
All right. I had seen people during the press conference. I watched it on YouTube off of a Roku stick. So it was the YouTube app on my TV, though, and there were no sound issues at all. And I had a lot of people telling me that their sound was jumping in and out, which now I hear that from. So I didn't get that when I listened to the press conference, but a lot of people were complaining that the sound was strange, and that is.
But even that, like, what we talk, why does he have to talk? He's not. We see it's not good at, and so maybe.
Well, I mean, he owns the team, so if he says I'm gonna speak the opening salvo, okay.
Well, no, somebody that he respects comes up to him, Hawk, and says, "No, hey, let's just take it easy. We'll bring out Tom Garfinkel.
No,
he can speak. I know Tom. Let Tom do
we
that.
We don't want to hear from Tom Garfinkel.
We
want to hear from Stephen Ross because he owns the damn franchise.
I just don't get it. Don't do what you're not good at.
Here is Jon-Eric Sullivan. This is your new general manager, Sully or Jay, talking about building through the draft or free agency, the two tracks that you could take.
It will be a draft and develop philosophy. I've already spoken on that in previous interviews. But we will draft, develop, and retain our own. There are things that come with that. Number one is culture. When you raise your own, people are vested. They're bought in. There's a financial component to it. With rookie contracts, it keeps you in a healthy cap situation. But the most important thing is the culture piece of it. Free agency, we will be very intentional and deliberate how we move about that. We will definitely utilize it when we get into a healthy cap situation, and we can. We'll be disciplined, we'll be intentional, and we will chase difference makers that add value to the field immediately, but also add value to our locker room in terms of the kind of culture that we want to build.
All right.
I'm interested. They keep using the word culture and identity. I do think run hand in hand. Matt LaFleur is off the same tree, the Kyle Shanahan tree that Mike McDaniel's from and that Kevin O'Connell. Like, they're all the same. They come from that same coaching tree. What's the identity of this team going to be? Because Green Bay wasn't no ass kickers.
Right.
They were sound team. They played hard. They drafted. They got Jordan Love and hit the quarterback. But, like, when they keep talking about this culture, I think Miami with the Heat, we think culture is a certain thing. I'm interested to see what that culture is now with the Dolphins.
Right. Culture is winning. and when you're winning, you've got magically culture.
That's it. Now we're questioning the culture after the big three. Oh, that culture doesn't work. No, I think Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh work.
No, but I do think, aside from the Heat, I do think there is a certain truth to having to build a culture. I think one of my biggest criticisms of the Dolphins was that there was no call it whatever you want, culture, identity. Yeah. There was no identity. And I think that you're going to hear from Sully in a few minutes here, like what they want to do, why Hafley was the right guy, because they're aligned in the vision of what the team needs to look like. And I do think, like, maybe it's overused, the talking point of culture, but there is a truth to it. Look at the best teams in the NFL, and you can point to everybody being aligned and what the team is, like the identity of the team.
And it is the opposite. The Dolphins have been the opposite the last few seasons of what he's saying there. The Dolphins have been interested in getting mercenaries, Jalen Ramsey, Tyreek Hill, anybody who wants to come here. He's saying, no, when you're from the jump, you have a vested interest in where it's going. And I get it, and it sounds great, but there's a lot that has to go right for that to work, which is you have to hit on the draft picks, and then you've got to be able to retain the draft picks.
And McDaniel's culture, part of it was, I'm very player friendly.
Mhm.
Like, don't worry about, a military style down here, no dictatorship. And not that they want to run a dictatorship, but you could tell they're getting out in front of that being the stigma around the league about the Dolphins.
It's funny, and I know it's football. I mean, it's offensive push right now. These last 4 teams playing this weekend, three of the top 5 defenses in the league are playing.
Right.
He's a defensive guy. I know it's not sexy and all that stuff, but you have to be able to play. The Broncos they're a defensive led. The Pats are defensive led. I know Drake May was playing well, and that's why they're here. The Rams defensive led, even with Matt Stafford and McVay. Like, that's what he wants to be. But are we going to get a Dan Campbell, or are we going to get a Mike McDaniel? Everybody, let's love each other and go to ice cream shops. I don't want ice cream shops.
Well, here is Jon-Eric Sullivan, the GM, saying that Jeff Hafley is going to make this team tough.
His emotional maturity, his ability to get through the bad times and keep people on the ship when everybody else wants to jump is something that stood out to me. And he is a master of the game. Obviously, defense is his trade, but he's got a deep knowledge of special teams and offense. And I think more importantly, the toughness and the kind of attitude and competitive atmosphere that he will bring to this football team will speak for itself as we move down the road.
All right. Here's another cut from Jon-Eric Sullivan saying, we'll hoist that trophy starting from the bottom.
In my short time here with ownership and the leadership, I can sense a burning desire to win, do things the right way. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't take it lightly that I've been put in this position, and every day that I walk through those doors, I, along with the other great people in this building, will make sure that we do everything possible to bring you and your family, Stephen, the winner that you deserve. Goal is simple. It's a standard of excellence. We're chasing championships. It's as simple as that. This is a tough business. It is not a complicated business, in my opinion. And the things that we do day in and day out, the little things, will get us where we want to go. Together, we will implement a proven process. We'll build something special. We'll build something that is sustainable over time. It's not going to be an easy road, but I think the journey is well worth going on, and we will do it together, and we will achieve together. And when we get to the end of this thing and we hoist that trophy, we'll realize that we started at the bottom, we fought our way to the top, and it'll be one of the more special moments of all of our lives. I have no doubt that we will get there.
I got a couple observations. One, I don't even know how you get a microphone to do that kind of sound. I literally don't even understand how that can happen to audio. I don't know. Again, the stream I watched did not have that issue at all, but I know a lot of people were complaining about it.
Mine was like that the entire
yeah,
time.
so I don't even know how that happens, as an aside. Secondly, I did find it a little bit odd there. He was almost talking as if he was trying to get people to buy into something that was atypical, like going to war. Because he was like, this isn't the easiest thing, but it's something that we want to do. And it's like, well, no, this is just a typical football season. Like, you don't have to buy into going out there. I don't know. I found that to be a weird, I'm not trying to just pick it apart.
Oh, no.
I just happen to find that particular, the way he described that as if they were embarking on something that hadn't been done before. Like, I could hear Magellan saying that to his crew because they were going somewhere that had never been gone before. That struck me as a little odd. This is, I mean, literally, for how many Super Bowls have there been?
60.
Like, this has been done year after year after year.
Okay, to that point, the last time the Dolphins won a playoff game was what? 25,
But what
26
he's
years
asking
ago.
them to sign up for is not anything that hasn't been asked to be signed up for over those 25.
It's
I'm
something
not-
that hasn't been done down here
No,
in
no, 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 no,
30
no.
something years.
Playing
Call
football
Magellan.
and trying to put together a winning roster is not out of the ordinary.
He keeps using the word tough, which I like, because if we're honest with ourselves, when the last time that you could say a Dolphins team was tough, physical, violent, aggressive?
When Dan Campbell had the interim
Jarvis Landry
hold,
was catching 12 balls for 14 yards. That was the only person.
The other thing that was funny in the previous quote that we kind of just glossed over, it starts with him saying Hafley shows emotional maturity, and then fast forward 20 minutes, Hafley's crying at the podium.
I don't like the tears.
Skip the final Jon-Eric Sullivan. I think I've heard enough of him. And let's move on. This is Stephen Ross. No. I'm rooting for Sully in a big way, but I think I got the feeling, and it's already 3:41, and I want to make sure that we hear from the head coach more than the general manager. This is Stephen Ross talking about Jeff Hafley, who's the new head coach, and then we'll actually listen to some Hafley cuts. Here's Stephen Ross.
Then we had to go out and find the coach, and I thought maybe he was really be partial to, the Green Bay Packers, but we really totally thorough, and he was totally objective. And after interviewing, talking to people, they were all really great candidates. I think the enthusiasm, the knowledge, the background, Jeff stood out amongst them all.
That's what
so
I was
we
looking
were
for
really
his name.
Fortunate that he was available. We made our decision early. As you know, there are many openings this year, probably more than ever before. And I'm very happy to be standing today knowing we got who we wanted.
All right. They got who they wanted. I've never heard someone who hired someone say we didn't get who we wanted. But
man, we'd have messed up.
That would have been. I knew that we should have kept McDaniel, but here we are. And
across the bridge in front of us.
All right, here he is, Jeff Hafley, brand new Dolphins head coach, saying we are going to have accountability. We're going to be tough. All that stuff.
Because you get that connection, and then we want to talk about accountability. Then we have accountability, and accountability is love. And it's an extreme level of accountability. And when we build a standard and it starts to become real, the players will start to hold themselves accountable. But that's going to start with me. And the final thing that I'm going to talk to them about every single day is toughness. That's physically, that's mentally, that's everything that we do. And it's a toughness that thrives on competition. And it's a toughness that reflects the people and the spirit of the city of Miami. And that's what I'm most excited about. And as we piece this thing together, it's going to take time, and there's going to be a lot of hard work. But then it's going to be built the right way, like the foundation that was laid for me when I was coaching Division III football, and I learned how to do things the right way. And that's how we're going to do it here, with a staff that's going to buy in and with a group of men that are going to give everything that they got. And I can look you guys in the eye and tell you, I cannot wait to get started. And now really to my thank yous, Mr. Ross and your family, thank you for believing in me. I do not take that lightly, and I will do everything I can for you and your family.
I like what he said there. He sounded like a head coach, sounded like a leader of men. I do have one little nitpicky thing, though, and I know people are on the chat telling me to stop nitpicking. I have a visceral reaction to people that say thank instead of thank. And he said, I'll get to my thank yous in a second. And it just drives me bananas. People who say thanks instead of thanks.
He can't get his team together when he thanks.
Right?
Thanks.
He said thank you.
I don't think I've ever heard somebody say that.
He just said it. Thank you.
No,
I'll get to my thank yous. No, people say that.
Thank
yeah.
you. I say thank you.
Thank you.
I say thank you.
Thank you.
But it's country, so it's not thank.
Well, what is it?
Thank you.
That's what you're saying. Thank you.
What did he say?
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, like THEY is they. Some people say thank you.
Huh. No, I mean, I got you. It's never stood out to me, and I've never heard anybody say that.
Did he not sound just like Sean McVay to y'all?
Yes.
Yep.
I mean,
I had to go back and look.
If you were if I said guess the head coach in the NFL, and people obviously don't know this guy yet,
yeah,
99 out of 100 football fans would say that's Sean McVay.
San Francisco 49ers, 16-18 with Kyle Shanahan and them boys. He's a part of this same tree. He
More
knows
bass in his
McDaniel.
voice, though. A little more bass in his voice.
The excitement's there. You know, never had coach before. So we're trying to hit the next Liam Cohen is what we're trying to do.
Well, here he is saying, I am very proud to be the new head coach of the Miami Dolphins.
Thank you.
I am truly humbled to stand here and be the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. And I take a lot of pride and responsibility in that. And over the last really 48 hours, I've had a lot of time to reflect on that and on my journey and really where I came from and how I got here. And the biggest thing that kept hitting me was people. It's the players, it's the coaches, and it's the families. And as I really go through it, it's all those lessons that I learned in all the places that I've been.
All right. He's happy to be here.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have him.
I don't like his little haircut.
This is the start of a brand new era for the Miami Dolphins.
Yep.
The Jeff Hafley, Jon-Eric Sullivan era.
And it could be great.
It could be great. I hope it's great.
I hope it's great as well.
I hope it's great.
I think it will be.
Do you?
No. But I'm very much willing as just a Dolphins fan who's gone through it my entire life to see this through. Genuinely, I want to see it through.
Well, this is what you've been asking for.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted this a season ago.
Yeah.
So.
And what do you want? What is success? Because a championship, like he said, we want to hoist the trophy. If that's literally 5 years off. 4 years off?
No, 3 years. In the NFL, I think you get 3 years to turn an organization around. Doesn't mean you have to win a Super Bowl in 3 years. But if in the next 3 years, you're not at the very least competing to beat the Patriots or the Bills in the division, and you're not a playoff team, and you're still losing to those two teams and all the other best teams, then you reevaluate everything.
I think that's a tough ask.
I don't.
In this division with you know that Drake May has a chance to win the MVP of the entire world.
Oh, he's going to win it. But look at the Patriots. The Patriots literally lost the greatest player of all time and the second greatest coach of all time. Lost him. Gone. And they didn't win a playoff game since 2018. They kept Belichick around, but then they let go of Belichick. They hired another coach. It didn't work out. They cut him immediately. And within the next season, 2 years removed from Belichick, Crowder, they're going back to the Super Bowl, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me that in 3 years, the Dolphins can't build a playoff contender? There's way too many examples around the league, way too many of bad teams becoming good with new general manager, new head coach.
And the Bills just fired McDermott, so they had to find a new guy, but they have Josh Allen, and the Patriots have Drake May. Who's our Drake May? Who's our Josh Allen? I think that's the problem.
It's on them to go find that, evaluate.
It's Malik Willis.
Malik Willis. That's why I said earlier, keep Tua.
There you go. We're going to talk with Rob Pizzola in the 4 o'clock hour. Thank you for the sound, Jimmy. Appreciate it. Somebody texted in, who gives a damn about hearing from Stephen Ross? God, Hawk, just play more audio. You're ruining things. You're being annoying. So I texted back and I said, go watch the press conference on YouTube. You can cut me out of the mix entirely. You don't have to listen to the audio from me. The whole thing is up on YouTube. Go to the Dolphins channel on YouTube. You can watch it without my boring interruptions.
Thank you.